And audio. There's the audio. All right. I've got it on my phone. I've been tweaking my volume, so I want to make sure it sounds right. So bear with me. No, I'm way quiet. Sorry, back up. There we go. I think that's better. Maybe?
I don't know.
Okay, yes. Everyone say something.
Hello.
Hello.
So,
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
Sorry.
Working?
Need to wait for it. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, there's a delay on the stream, so there's a pause between.
So are we live?
Yeah, we're good. There we go.
Oh, cool.
So we
Yay!
are.
Hello.
Hey.
New person. Who this?
New.
Hello.
new Discord. Who dis? So yes, we have a new player who is joining us. So yeah, we'll get to him and his character and all that fun stuff in a bit. Do we have anything else we need to?
I'm happy we're playing again.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's good.
Me too.
I'm also happy.
All right, cool. So
Very happy.
last session, Strix,
We met.
would you like to tell us?
Strix. Yes, Strix would like to tell you.
I thought she might.
Yeah. From her experience, she had a very, very disappointing teleportation happening by her former friend / colleague, Jill. I say former, he's still alive for now. That didn't quite take her to Baron's Hollow, where she met Cloak and Daniel. They all went there because they had received dreams of some kind, or also called brain pictures or mind pictures. Because one of our characters apparently doesn't sleep very well. Anyway, there she met Cloak and Daniel, and together they found their way to Barovia. It was a bit uncertain if they were gonna get there, but they found a small wooden path, which apparently some travelers used to take. And suddenly they found themselves in a new strange land where north no longer was the direction of north, and they misbehaved strangely. It was a new north. I see disagreeing nods on my screen. There they went past the Danger Evil Hus, which was on fire, where there might have been a magical firehouse or a house fire that was magical. We do not know yet. But Daniel was right. And
That's the important bit.
And they kept walking, and we realized that Strix has mom energy, and Cloak has teenage energy, because they argued like a mother and teenager. And then they met a wizard in red. That was very confusing, and apparently set the house on fire. They did not stick around to meet Strahd, because we met Strahd, who gave us a ride to the town of Barovia, or village of Barovia.
Do we know it's Barovia? I don't
He
think
said
we
the village of Barovia. Yeah, we do know. She asked,
okay.
or Strix asked. I don't think you were in the carriage yet when she
Yeah, I
asked.
think that was whenever he is. Yeah, before he had entered. Yeah, but yes, he had mentioned to Strix that it was the village of Barovia was where they were going to.
Yes. Anyway, so a very nice gentleman called Strahd gave them a ride to the village of Barovia, and also gave them some help with locations and confirming that yes, Sir Pool is that way.
Yeah,
And he
and somehow
killed
healed Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How did I forget that?
Yes.
He used some fancy magic.
Those asterisks might be more apt than you think. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's what happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. And we left off with us three standing outside the inn.
Yeah. So If I remember right, the last thing that had happened was Cloak had used. I can't remember what the actual skill was called, but to detect the weather and see what the weather was meant to be like for the foreseeable future.
Druidcraft,
that's the one. Well, give me a nature roll on that. Just from that.
A nature roll.
First roll of the day.
Or Arcana, up to you, but I would assume nature's probably the better one.
Yeah. 16.
16, yep. Not only do you know, or that you gathered from your druidcraft that it's going to be like this for a while, or at least it seems to be, you get the distinct impression that there's something affecting the weather. It's not just normal weather, there's something causing this.
I kind of look around with my one eye, kind of pulsates a bit, and I kind of lean over towards Daniel, and kind of... How big is Daniel again?
He's like probably 5'10", but he's hunched over, like, so he's closer to like 5'8" maybe, or 5'7". With the hunch.
All right. So yeah, for
170-ish? 170 centimeters ish.
I don't speak that language.
Okay. I'm gonna go with yes then.
America.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love our ignorance.
So yeah. Well, then you're still considerably taller, because she's for gnome, she's on the short side. So she kind of leans over to you and kind of looks up and says, "The nature seems to be controlled here, by some sort. Is there, or is it done by?" She looks you up and down. Your friends?
No, I don't think so. Daniel kind of looks around. I don't know any friends that can do this, except maybe him. And then Daniel just stares, fucking blankly.
To where?
Just in the distance.
I try to follow his stare. Like, where's he looking at? Well, who?
Just the sky, just staring. Like, as soon as he mentions him, basically his eyes glaze over.
Okay. I look at the carriage is driven off by now.
Yeah, by this point you could probably still hear the hoof beats, but it's sort of veered around a corner and it's off into the distance.
Have I, by the way, seen your owl?
My owl? I don't know.
No, my owl.
Oh, that's right. There's so many owls.
Yeah. No, she hasn't summoned her owl yet. I think it's off in the other dimension.
All right, there you go. No, because I remember that I was actually looking for a woman that loves an owl, and
but you have seen my brooch though, because I have a cloak, and the cloak is held together with a brooch that's an owl.
Yeah, but that's not an owl.
No, not a real owl, but it's
exactly.
It looks like an owl.
For a druid, that doesn't count. That's just like that's not an owl.
Yeah. DM, have we been traveling for more than 8 hours?
Probably not quite. Probably more 5.
Okay.
5. So,
are we in front of like an inn, or?
Yes. So you are standing at a crossroads, and it splits off in 4 directions. 4 directions. On one corner, so basically as you stepped out onto the out of the carriage, directly in front of you was a road that went off up a hill, a slight incline, and at the end of that hill is a sort of dilapidated looking church. Also on that corner is an inn. Blood. The sign above it says "Blood on the Vine." Behind you is another road that sort of just seems to trail off into the town. Sort of goes down a bit. You see quite a large house at the end of it, and on that corner, this seems to be the sort of central, not quite central square of the village, because it's not that big, but it seems to be this is where all the shops or things like that would be. Because behind you is a place called Bildras Mercantile, which has got an old dilapidated sign, sort of worn paint and stuff, creaking. And then there's the main sort of through road, the one that's obviously where you came from, and then the other one leading out of the town where the carriage went off to.
What do the people look like around here? What's their general disposition?
No one on the streets. It's
No one on the streets.
very much like a ghost town.
Is it like what time of day is it?
It's hard to tell because it's so
Overcast?
yeah, it's just overcast and muggy. But you would say it's probably middle of the day, maybe just after midday, because it doesn't look like it's getting light, it doesn't look like it's getting dark, it's just muggy.
Maybe the people in the inn know where this lake is.
Perhaps. I'm just gonna.
I hear voices laughing at me.
There's no one laughing at you. Anyway. Strix claps her hands twice. And she tries to poof out her O.
Before you entered Barovia, you had your owl, yeah? You didn't have it on you, but I mean, you'd obviously.
Yeah, it was
before.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what did it look like?
It looked like a fairly big O. A year less. I'm pretty sure. Wait, let me just find my
Ow.
owl. It is. It had red eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was in mostly grey colors. Some black, some white on it, looking kind of like a very metal owl with red eyes, no ears, and quite like typical owl face. That's quite like flat. Trying to see if I can find the exact picture that I had in mind. I'm gonna upload it later to the Discord,
Okay.
so people
Yeah,
can see.
Sure,
It.
I'll do.
That you did show it to us that one time. I remember it now.
Yeah.
Cool.
That shit looked metal as fuck.
Yeah, it basically looks metal as fuck.
Yeah.
Actually, as a reminder for anyone watching, any images or links or anything like that, we'll put into the public Discord for stuff. If there's any images of how someone looks, or in this case, what the eye looks like.
Yes.
So
The picture now that I'm gonna upload is a bit more brown, but imagine that's more grays and blacks instead of browns.
Yeah.
And that's basically how it looks. It has a quite small, small face. It's not a big face, small face, and the beak is very centered, and then comes the chest. But it's quite big in size.
Sure. So you clap your hands.
Yeah.
And
I expect it to pop up. Essentially.
Do you hold your hand out, or?
I hold my arm out, and then arm out.
Yep. So you clap your hands and your arms out.
Yeah.
Your arm's still out.
Daniel looks confused and does the same thing. Is this what we're doing now?
And then you see a sort of slight aura come from it, and it sort of starts to fade in. I get images of a Star Trek teleporter. You know, whenever they're trying to get someone in and they don't have a good signal, where it starts fading in, and then no, and yeah, that's sort of it. And then finally and pops in.
While he's doing this, I don't know if it's gonna come in, how if it's gonna work or not. She starts staring at it very determinedly, like this is working.
Yeah. So it pops in, and I won't make you make a perception check for this because you know this owl quite well, but whenever it pops in, it looks slightly different. You can see that the red eyes that are usually just red now tend to glow. They sort of have a bit of a glow to them, and its feet, which were normal talons, are skeletal. But it's sitting there quite happily, doesn't seem to be fazed by any of this.
What is that?
Daniel tries again.
Daniel, while you're standing there no.
familiar.
Oh.
Although it doesn't look quite right.
I'll say.
It sort of cocks its head at you.
I will scratch the head.
Yes.
What is his name?
Ow.
Hello, Al. Can I pet him?
No. And I just do that and let it fly off.
Wow.
Daniel gets sad.
Maybe later. And I essentially send out the owl on a fly about the town.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a thing with it later, but right now it's basically fly.
Okay, so you're not actually looking through.
No, not right now.
You're just
But I'm sending it off. Yeah.
Sending them out for a recce. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
I kind of look after the owl as it flies off, like.
Goodbye.
Rook here, give me a perception check.
Ooh.
You see it get shot. No.
No.
A cloud of feathers.
I got a 14.
Barman comes out, puts a thing on the chalk sign, now serving oil. Alright. Yeah. Sorry, you got a 14?
14, yeah.
14, yep. You will notice as the owl takes off, on top of the inn, sort of standing on the eaves, are 3 ravens. Now, nothing too unusual about that, but the one in the centre has blue tipped wings. They're like an electric blue colour.
I kind of look at her and I point at the ravens. Are those your familiars too?
No.
Daniel looks at the pretty birds.
I only have the owl.
He puts out
I
his
head
arm to see
towards
if
the
they'll come
ravens to see if I can examine them a little bit closer up.
Those are just ravens.
Now look, one of them has beautiful tipped wings.
Looks.
Yeah, once he points it out, it's easy to see. It actually, whenever you see in the contrast compared to the other 2 ravens that are sitting either side, it does really stand out that this one's sitting here with essentially like go faster stripes on the tips of their wings.
Those look different.
Daniel's going to see if the bird will come to him.
Okay, Rokir, did you say you went up to try and examine?
Yeah. Well, I won't climb up the building or anything. I just move in that direction to get a better view of them.
Okay. Yeah. As you walk close, you can actually see that all 3 of them are sort of looking between you all. Yeah.
And I try to communicate a bit with them.
Okay. Daniel. Yeah, you hold your arm out now.
It's real better.
Daniel, I don't think one will appear unless you know how to do it.
Can you teach me?
I can maybe try, but it took me years of study to learn it.
Okay.
And I have a feeling that your abilities are of a different nature than mine.
Yes, I believe so.
I don't know if I can teach you, but I can explain what I do.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
Now, why is she talking to birds?
I don't know. She seems like she likes animals.
So, I just want to check, do you have any druid-y thing to actually speak to animals?
I actually have no meaty thing that allows me to speak with small animals, small or smaller beasts.
Okay.
So I cannot. I also have a spell, speak with animals, and then I can literally like, hey, how you doing? What's up? So I can kind of, but with this case, I can just communicate simple ideas.
Okay, and what are you trying to communicate?
I'm trying to communicate to get a feel of what they're doing. Like, hey, how you doing? You know, like what's their mindset? Are they here to observe? Are they here to pester people? What are they up to?
Yeah, you get the gist from them that they're there to hang out, have a look around.
Alright.
The one in the middle, the blue-tipped one, you get the feeling that it's more keen to observe than the others. The others seem just like chilling, hanging out.
He was sitting here. I tried to sit next to him.
Yeah, like seen those blue stripes, boy.
Yeah. Cool in association, you know. That's what I do. Yes.
Yeah. These type of ravens, they'd be the ones that would be, hanging out the back of the school smoking cigarettes, So,
I'll see if I can grab
breaks.
some scraps out of my pocket and things, some little ration stuff, and I'll just kind of throw them up to them as a little thank you.
They peck at it and eat it, and you get the feeling from them that they're like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, okay.
Mine.
I knew you were going to go there.
All right. Any more?
So what do we do now?
If you're done talking to the birds, we go inside.
We're inside.
The inn.
Why? Oh, to see where the lake is. Yeah, gotcha.
Yes.
Daniel follows Strix.
Strix goes inside.
Cloak follows Daniel.
I like this little train that we have going on, how things work. Our dynamic.
We got this.
Sorry, is I'll go in this train, so it makes it easier for me to railroad you.
Yeah.
I see. You think he's
This
having
guy.
a choice. See, it's at this point that you'd be like, oh, well, we don't go into the inn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, then we go into
we
the
go
church.
into the general store.
Yeah.
Yeah, we leave the town. Yeah.
Yeah, it's closed. Everything's closed.
We start a different campaign. What now?
Okay, yes, what do we see when we enter the inn?
So you enter the inn, and the inn's it's almost like, you ever see one of those westerns where someone walks into a town and it's like piano music stops type.
Yeah.
It has that sort of feel to it. Whenever you enter in, it's got standard double doors, but it's not like the western
Saloon
doors.
Yeah.
It's just double doors. Obviously, this place gets a lot of rain, it's a lot of wet, so it keeps the elements out. Whenever you go in, inside's actually quite cozy. It's got a nice fireplace roaring. There's a few tables and a bar on the far side, and a set of stairs, presumably going up to some rooms. There are a few people milling about inside, just seem to be hanging about, having a drink, whatever. Guy behind the bar is almost mechanically, cleaning glasses, setting it down, picking up another one, cleaning it, and it's almost robotic the way he's just, unblinking, just cleaning. In a far corner, you can see a table with 3 women around it, and they're quite brightly dressed. Similar style to the woman in the dream. You see, it's a similar sort of style of clothing, but obviously not the same. These are quite young, attractive women who are huddled around this table. And to another... Oh, good.
I was just gonna say, weird question. Since everything's kind of Western style, are the women dressed like you would see, like the same kind of dresses that a woman would wear in a Western movie, or is it more like Victorian Gothic? Like, what style of dress?
So most people... Sorry, I used the Western theme just as the music stopped. It's not actually like a Western. Sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
Right.
But no, the style of most people is that sort of Elizabethan Gothic, like the sort of shirts and the coloured. However, these people, they stand out quite starkly because they're not dressed like that. They're more dressed like travellers, essentially, that sort of style of clothing. But it's all very bright and flamboyant type. Think of Barry. Or sorry, Bowie.
Yeah, okay, Barry.
The Bushmith.
Okay. Yeah, Barry. Yeah.
That
All right.
that sort of style is quite flamboyant and out there.
We barely knew him, but I miss him so much.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
He was great.
He was so good. Yeah. And at another table, you can see another person who's dressed Elizabethan, but the same style as most of the other people in the bar. But it seems a bit more regal, if that's a way to put it. It's just finer clothes. It's not, how do you tell
Right.
someone's a king? He's the only one not covered in shit type
Right.
thing. He's clean clothes, sort of nice padded jacket and brown shirt. And he has about my length hair, but it's blonde, and quite a sort of
So that.
yeah, basically. Except he looks quite handsome.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Sorry, quite a chiseled face, and a bit weather beaten, so looks like he's been outside. Sitting at the table with him, would you like to describe what Kane looks like?
Yeah. So Kane is male. He's about 1.80 m, so about 6 feet.
2 seconds.
He has his standard paladin equipment on, so like standard chainmail, standard paladin chest plate, big shoulder pads, a big shield, warhammer, chest plate, a shoulder pads, a sword, or the hammer, and a shield, all equipped with a holy symbol. Kane has hazel brown eyes, brown hair, and a well-trained body. Like not overly muscular, but also not thin. It's more like in the middle. Yeah, that's about what Kane looks like.
All right.
Does he wear any like symbols?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. The holy symbol.
Could we guess
Sorry,
what
say
kind of god he worships?
Yeah. Okay, so Kane. I'm not sure if there are any symbols that you guys know, but basically Kane worships the Lathander.
Founder,
So Lathander. Yeah. So he's basically a morning lord of Lathander.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry about that. I had to run.
And we should put the symbol for that god in the Discord later.
Yes, we'll put.
Right.
Actually, there's. Yeah, there's differences in symbols. I will put things that will become relevant, possibly this session, maybe next.
Gotcha.
So yes. Sorry, did you say you had the Morning Lord symbol actually on your?
Well, yeah. So basically, my shield, my chest plate, my shoulder pads, hammer, all carry the symbol.
Okay, cool. So you are sitting at this table with this gentleman who you know is called Ismark, and basically you had arrived in Barovia through the means that we had discussed earlier. And whenever you came to this bar, he sort of immediately seen you as an outsider and invited you to chat, and it's been paying for your ales and whatnot, whether or not you drink as a religious person or not. Some of them do, some of them don't. But either way, he's been quite friendly and open, and given your experience in this area so far has been similar but different to the others in that you haven't really met anyone. It's been very sort of desolate. There hasn't been anyone about. So the fact that this guy's being quite open and friendly is potentially quite welcome. You will notice 3 people walk in.
Okay.
Whether you do it or not is entirely up to you, but just you notice 3 people, and in particular you would notice a small gnome with a massive eye wrapped in cloaks.
Okay, whereabouts am I
So
in the conversation with Ismark?
He had just been sort of quite like chit-chatty would be the word. You have a feeling that he's got a reason to be talking to you, but he hasn't quite got to that point yet. He's still sort of on the, oh yeah, so where are you from? Yeah, what have you been doing? How'd you get here? And oh yeah, I miss this. Oh, I'm Ismark. Yeah, I live just down the road. So it's still all very general chat. There hasn't been anything like "oh, here while you're here" type conversations.
Okay.
And sorry, you will note as well. Whenever these people walk in, Ismark is sort of trails off his conversation and starts looking at them as well.
Okay. So I guess I'll ask Ismark where he knows them.
And he starts looking at them and he's going, no, definitely not. Do you?
Just side note. Do I know what a cloak looks like from?
Yeah. So you don't know her name, but you had a description.
Aha.
So there's no matches.
No, I don't think I do know them, but the gnome over there seems very familiar. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how I should. How do I? Yeah, I don't know how to break up this conversation. Do I just walk away or?
No, it's fine. After you say that the gnome looks familiar, Ismark will sort of turn and go, well, let's see if they know you, and he'll start gesturing. At this point, you three will see the blonde-haired man sort of stand from his tail and be like, hey, come on over.
Yeah,
looks at
Drix will. Drix is gonna look to the sides like, do you know him? Was he in your dreams?
Nope.
Brain pictures.
Let's see what he wants. Visions.
Can I roll a religion check to see if I recognize the symbol on
Certainly.
on the armor?
Can I also do that?
Certainly.
Ooh, I got a 19, so I think I would assume that I at least know the god who it is.
Yeah, easy.
I got a 23.
Yeah. So you just got out religion. Yeah. You both know who and what it is.
Daniel does know.
Would we know that they're called Morning Lords?
Your role, you probably would have heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you got a 19 as well. Yeah, you might not be able to put two and two together, but you'd have definitely heard the term of Morning Lords. But
Okay.
Strix definitely you would know with 20 odd. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
That's a Morning Lord.
Yeah.
What's a morning lord?
No, okay. She doesn't say this out loud yet.
Daniel still
But she-
asks it.
Actually,
But he will.
he kind of looks like he might be still an apprentice Morning Lord, but, well, I don't know.
Strix was silver.
These words. Daniel follows.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I kind of follow her and kind of look around, but my attention is also drawn to like the women in colorful clothing sitting to the side.
While you're looking at them, you can see that like all three of them are sort of like huddled around the chair or around the table, and they've shimmied themselves around so they're all facing the same way, and it's almost creepy in that all of their heads are sort of following you as you go in. So yeah.
Can I
I've had
also
this
notice
nightmare.
this?
do you wave?
Yeah, I probably go like, hey.
You see the middle one sort of give way.
And I follow Strix.
Yes.
So Strix should be the first over. Not that it's far,
Yeah.
but
No.
Ismark
long
will.
legs.
Yeah, Ismark will sort of look all of you up and down. Like it's been a busy day for outsiders today.
Is it uncommon that there's outsiders here?
Ha!
I take this as a yes.
It's like, yes, I don't think I've known of anyone coming outside for at least not in my lifetime.
How old does this person look?
30s-ish.
Baby.
I mean, to be fair here, it depends what time. We're in the middle of the Dark Ages. 30 could be in their autumn years. It's like she's at the ripe old age of 35, But yeah, he looks around 30. Hard to place exactly, but his face is quite weather beaten to an extent, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, he's definitely not a spring chicken.
So you don't really have travelers then?
Oh, well, we have travelers, and he sort of glances at the women who were sitting behind. And he says, but they're not exactly new to the place. There's some of them come and go, but never anyone new.
Do they
I head over to them.
dress like that?
Say again, sir?
Do they often dress like that?
He nods.
I look at the gnome walking away, intrigued because I want to see if I know him.
Her.
Her, sorry.
Can you tell that she's a
Yeah,
she
to
under
be
all
fair.
the...
Probably
It's just-
not really. No.
From what I gathered, it's just an eye. That's all you can see.
It's like an eye in clothing.
Yeah.
How dare you assume my gender?
Glares with eye.
I thought, yes, Mark, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. And I follow the gnome.
I while I'm kind of heading towards the table, I'll do a minor illusion, and I'll kind of lighten up my own clothing to kind of get not be equal, but a little closer to their own colorfulness. And I'll walk towards them, and I'll kind of the table's probably gonna come to here, and I'll say like, "Hi."
As the paladin walks by me, I'm just gonna say, "Morning, Lord," like as a greeting.
Lady.
Daniel's very confused.
Ted looks confused. So that's a throwback to one shot we did a very long time ago.
Good times.
Good times.
Yeah, good.
So as Cian leaves, Ismark will sort of gesture to the two of you and be like, "Come, sit." And the table was only made for 2-3 people to sit round. So he starts pulling a table towards so that if everyone came back, there's room and stuff. And he waves over to the bartender to bring drinks.
Strix has a seat.
Does
Yes.
Daniel look confused still?
Daniel is very confused, but he'll sit as well.
Daniel, give me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Natural
Nice.
20.
Oh,
Natural 20.
What does that bring you to?
Probably a 22. Let's find out. 22.
Nice.
Yeah, I bet you miss your rogues.
Oh, I missed Gemini so bad.
It's like natural 20. That's like 45.
Yeah, exactly. I see everything forever. Thank you.
Yeah. Something that'll catch your eye, for reasons that'll become apparent, is a gentleman sitting in the corner. Now he is same as the barman or the guy behind the bar. He just seems to be mechanically pipe in one hand and drink in the other, and he's just drink, smoke, drink, smoke. But what catches your eye in particular is his leg is bent in the same way that yours was. It's sort of like that bent backwards.
He'll look and tap Strix and be like, "That man has the same injury that I have."
Takes a look.
It's exactly the same.
How? I mean, injuries can only happen a certain amount of ways, right?
But mine was very odd.
What are you insinuating?
I don't know. I wonder if he got ran over by a cart too.
Well, we could ask.
Are you
Yes.
talking just openly, or are you Bean.
Strix is talking more quietly.
Okay. How?
Daniel always talks quietly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's his go-to voice.
Yeah. Actually, let's see.
It's not straight off whispering, but it's very hushed.
Ismark hears you mumbling or muttering, and he turns around and he looks at the guy, and he's like, he didn't have a damaged leg. And he starts looking at the guy, confused, like his leg was fine like an hour ago.
If you just excuse me, she's gonna get up and walk over to the man.
Okay. While you're doing that,
Daniel.
Oh, sorry. What was Daniel doing? Oh, are you following?
Follows.
Okay, cool. While you're doing that, I mean, I could just assume it, couldn't I? Really?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cloak, you head over to the the traveler peoples who don't know their name yet. You headed over to the three women sitting there, yeah. So you arrive up. Did you say anything when you arrived?
Yeah, I'll kind of stand like a little bit away from the table, and I kind of look at the three ladies. It probably looks a bit like, these, from her point of view, these giant women, human size, kind of sitting there at this normal size table. She just kind of looks at them, and they kind of look down on her, and she goes like, "Hi."
Yeah, they sort of. I don't know, I kind of picture the goblins from Harry Potter, whenever he stand there and they sort of like, lean over to look down type thing. They lean over, and the middle one says, "Hi."
Can I ask you something? I'm looking for a woman, and I kind of make like a tiny image of the woman that I've seen in my dreams appear. Have you ever seen this woman?
They look at it, and all of them sort of lean back and smile and go, "Yeah."
Really? Where is she?
And the middle one sort of, it's a bit of a sly smile, and then leans forward and goes, "What's it worth?"
Oh, she grabs her pouch and just puts it on the table. Is this enough?
She sort of lifts it up and goes, No, we don't trade in money."
Oh, good. I grab it.
The
What
one
do you want?
The one on the end sort of like pulls out a stool from underneath the table, and it's like, "Come, sit."
Heave myself up there.
And they look at you and go, "Tell us about yourself."
I would assume if the paladin is following me, he'll probably be with me. I don't know how far are you staying away from me.
Yeah, by this point, if you were creeping up, you would be there by now.
Okay. Hey.
Oh, hello.
Hey, I'm Kane. Oh, is your name by any chance Cloak?
Yeah.
I knew it. Yeah, you see, I've seen you in my dream. I was told to find you.
Oh, really? Me?
Yes. I had this dream about this woman in white, and then she needed help, and I was supposed to find her, but I needed to find you first.
Oh. Wow. It's a lot of dreaming going on. Yeah. I'm Cloak.
Oh, good.
Is it this
So-
woman? I kind of show him the same image of the older woman I've seen in my dreams.
Yeah, that's her exactly. That's her. Yeah. So you must know where Tashapool is then.
No, I'm looking for it, and these women know this woman.
Oh really?
They're all sitting there, and they're all like leaning back, reclining, and just have been listening to your conversation, and they just look so happy. They are grinning from ear to ear listening to this conversation. They're just like, "Oh, really?" And the middle one sort of gestures to another stool, or sorry, gestures to the woman on the side, who then pulls out another stool, and they gesture for you to sit, and they're like, "We'll tell you where Terstapul is, but first tell us about this dream." And all three of them, like almost at the same time, sort of lean forward and put their hands.
I'll roll an insight.
Sure.
Because they seem a bit, I don't know.
Eager?
Yeah.
Stepford wifey?
Ooh, I got a 21.
21. They seem genuine in that they'll tell you, where the Tesser pool is, but you're not entirely sure why they want to know about the dream or what their intentions are about that. It doesn't seem like it's just curiosity, but you can't really tell what exactly the motive behind that is.
Okay, as long as it's not screaming, signing over your soul to the devil, I'm pretty okay with it.
No,
it's like, they seem a bit like, oh, listen as you said.
No, they're not going to be whipping out an infernal contract or anything.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so I tell them about my dream, and I also kind of, while I do so, I'll kind of look at the guy sitting next to me, and a bit like trying to also kind of gain his reaction. If he's like, he looks like, oh yeah, this sounds really familiar, or if he's like, fuck this ain't the dream I had, I'm out of here,
Yeah, as he describes it, Kane, it's very similar. There's only subtle differences, which are, he was obviously told to find Strix, or his description was obviously of Strix, whereas yours it was Cloak. But apart from that, yeah, very, very similar.
So I tell them about it, and I'll also kind of look at their reaction, and I'll kind of, my eye kind of darts back between the three women and him, and I'm like, okay. So, and then I came here.
Yeah, right. So, you know where Terstapul is?
Yeah, where is it? I look at the women.
Yeah, it's not far out of town if you go, and they sort of point, but they're indicating the main road that you were standing on. Sort of, they point in the direction that the carriage went off, and they say, yeah, you follow that road for a few hours, and then you'll come to a little lane on the right hand side. You follow that, it'll take you right there.
How many hours?
Yeah, 3 or 4 maybe on foot. And Madame Eva's tent is the big one at the back.
Oh, she's there?
Where else would she
Great. Oh, I don't know. Okay, thank you. I hop off the chair.
I follow Cloak.
They wave.
You're Kane, right? Is that...
Yeah.
I kind of point at your chest. Is that how do you pronounce Lathander?
Yes, Lathander. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I worship Lathander.
He's a pretty okay guy, I guess.
I mean, as far as gods go.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I would think with the big emblem on your chest and stuff.
Yeah, right.
I gotta wait. You had because I kind of point at Strix and Daniel, and they had dreams too. Kind of. Well, we didn't go into big detail, but I would think similar to mine.
I have been informed to, or I have been told to inform you that it is also brain pictures.
Yeah, dreams.
I'm getting a T-shirt with brain pictures written on it. So
I think this woman might have sent these dreams to us. So maybe you should come with us, and we can talk to her when we find her.
Yes, please. Please introduce me to your companions.
Yeah. Well, they're just people I travel with. Come on.
So while they were talking to the three ladies, you went over to speak to this man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Hi.
I told them my story, so it probably took a
Yeah.
while. Yeah.
Hi, sir. Excuse me.
He sort of looks at you. Mm-hmm.
An inquiry of kind. Excuse me if it's a bit rude. How did your leg injury happen?
He takes another drink. Mm-hmm. Smoke.
What's your name?
Mm-hmm. Drink.
Daniel's going to like lift up his cloak, his very thick gray rags, essentially, and look at his knee. What is it? Still bent inwards, or is it like?
No. So after Strahd had touched you, probably should phrase that better. It's now bent the right way. It's still sore, like the pain hasn't really gone away that much, but it is the way a knee should look within reason. There's possibly
Can
still.
you tell?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. No, go ahead. I think you're about to answer.
I was going to say there's possibly still like scarring, or
Okay.
remnants of whatever the accident was, but it's definitely like it's almost like the bones have been reset in the correct way.
Okay. And this man, his knee looks exactly how mine used to look.
You can give it a no. You rolled a 20 on perception. Yeah, it looks the same.
All right.
So, Daniel now did like look at his leg, right?
Mhm.
So Strix would have seen that, and she will look at the man, look at Ismark, that she doesn't know.
Ismark will have
Yeah.
sort of let you go over for a minute, and after you started talking to him, and after Daniel lifted his leg, he'll sigh and get up and come over to you, and he'll sort of
And
put his
she
hand
it's
up.
basically okay. So he said an hour. Can I look at your knee? She asked the man. That's just saying so far.
He's still drinking, going mm-hmm, and at this point, Ismark will sort of put his hand on your shoulder, Strix, and just be like,
Yeah.
Look, I don't think you're going to get much out of him. He's mistouched.
Mistouched?
Yeah, him and he sort of gestures to the guy behind the bar. They go out into the mists. And he sort of waves his hand in front of the guy's face, and there's no reaction. And he's like, they go through their daily tasks. They do what they were going to do, but there's nothing going on behind there.
Do they react violently if you touch them?
I've never tried.
Daniel's
Put
going
the
to cast
hand-
friends,
Sure.
and he's going to.
Sir, I'm going to look at your leg for a moment, okay?
So, mm-hmm.
Then he'll kind of look over at Strix, and then slowly try to slide the dude's pant cuff up past his knee.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult because obviously the clothes that he's wearing like regular trousers, albeit maybe a bit baggier, and so see the bone being the wrong way. It's a little bit, oh, sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Mr. Palin, but there's a hashtag Me Too situation going on here. Maybe you should step up. It's just not right.
it takes.
No, he agreed. He said, mm-hmm.
He did say.
So yes, you can do it. It takes a little bit of maneuvering, but yeah, you can get it up and look at it.
Does it look exactly like what I had going on?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is there scarring going on?
No. So, sorry, yes, I should reiterate. The placement and stuff is the same, but the scarring, which you still have, is not there.
And it doesn't look fresh. It looks
No,
like it's not. Okay.
Yeah, it looks Yeah, like it had, much like yours, that it had been broken and had sort of healed that way a long time ago.
An injury like that should have scarring, right?
Daniel lifts up his leg again, and you see his legs are just stark white, emaciated. He looks terrible, but he does have scarring on that side, where it should be.
I mean, and you're sure he didn't have this injury an hour ago?
I mean, I didn't give him a medical exam, but I mean, he walked in here all right.
Like normal walk. Strange. Very strange. I have a theory.
So, sorry, what's going on?
Oh, we met a very nice gentleman that used some interesting magic to heal my companion's leg. Although, I'm wondering if he actually healed it now.
Alright. By this point, Rook here and Cian, you will have been heading over.
Guys,
Yes.
this is Kane, and he had a dream similar to ours.
Oh.
He knew my name. That was freaky.
Yeah, that's
Really?
yeah, that's right.
When
I
did
was
you
in
have
that-
this? Oh, please go on.
Yeah, I was in this in the capital. I was on a Presulatais mission, and I was there for like 2 months, and suddenly had been getting these dreams or visions of this woman, and yeah, well, they seem to be very similar to yours.
And in which dream did you learn of the name?
Last one.
All of them.
Oh, sorry.
Last one, okay.
Sorry.
Last
Okay.
one.
The last one, yeah.
And when
They-
what this?
She told me to go to Burns Hollow and then go to Tesla Lake where I could find her, something like that.
Oh, and we found out where the lake is.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
It's
It's actually really nearby.
at this point.
It's about 3 hours that way, and there should be a big tent with the lady from our dreams in it.
Well, if we go now, we should make it before fall, right?
At that point, as Mark will sort of chime up and go, "Oh, is there going to the pool? I can take it."
You can take us.
Yeah.
Daniel's gonna still be stuck on this leg thing, and he's gonna turn to his Mark, and he's gonna.
Do you know a man named Strahd?
His face goes white. It's like, how'd you know that name?
He healed my leg.
Yes, that's the
He
gentleman we met.
Looks at Strix and goes, "He's the one you met?
Yeah, he gave us a ride here.
He was here when?"
Right before we walked in.
Yeah, right before we walked in. What can that be? 20 minutes ago?
Shit.
Shit.
He sort of looks more at Cian, and he's like, "Can you come with me? I need to check something."
Okay, I follow him.
And he, like, very speedily, almost running, starts heading towards the door.
He did drive off again, though.
Daniel turns
Okay,
towards
well-
them. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Still
Oh,
making
well,
a beeline.
excuse me. I'm gonna follow him. I follow him.
Daniel turns towards the guy with the messed up leg and goes,
Do you know who Strahd is?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing to his leg?
He has the same injury I had before Strahd fixed it. He doesn't talk. He's got the brain worms or something.
I just immediately grab his knee and start kind of examining it and try to do arcane senses on it if it's... Because I sensed with him that there was something freaky going on. It's like a corrupt version of rejuvenation. So I want to see if it if it's linked of some sort.
Okay. Daniel,
Yes.
if we start moving, please take my hand and start leading me, okay?
What? Oh, okay, what? What?
I won't be able to see anything for a bit.
Oh,
Or
okay.
here.
Daniel takes
And because someone is very curious, so she's gonna go to her. Oh,
Okay. So Ismark's made a beeline for the door. Kane's following him. That it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
okay.
going all mode.
You're going with it. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm fuddling his knees.
Yep, that's fine. So,
Mhm.
Kane, you're with Ismark. Is head out into the street, and you see him. He sort of goes into the middle and starts sort of looking down the streets, panicked, and he's sort of like patting his pockets, evidently looking for something. He finishes on his belt, grabs it, and goes "fuck," and still looking around.
What's wrong?
Strahd, he's been visiting my sister the past few nights.
Who's Strahd?
He's the owner, ruler of these lands, would be the better way of putting it, maybe. He lives there, and he sort of gestures, and you can see that the it's almost like as soon as he gestures, the fog clears a bit in the distance. Yep. Yeah, there's an owl that gets killed.
And
and you can
like
sort of
bats,
see
you see
the-
bats like
but you can see the silhouette of quite a large cliff edge that's it was a bit of distance away from the town. It's been obscured by fog, but you start to see the silhouette of it and a castle on the top of it.
Strahd lives there? So what does it have to do with your sister?
I don't know. He has an obsession with her. He's been visiting her the past 2 nights. I think if there's a third visit, there won't be any more. Bow chicka wow.
So
No.
is your sister of any importance? Who is she?
He looks at you, his face is like, it goes that same white, and he's like, she's important to me.
Makes sense. Okay then. So, what do you want me to do?
I'm going to go check on her. Look, and he looks around at this point, realizing that the others are still in the town. He's like, look, can you ask your friends if they have time? Can they meet me at my house? And he sort of gestures to the road that's near enough directly in front. And there's at the end of it a slightly large or larger house than the others. And he's like, we live in there.
Okay, well, they're not my friends. Well, let's see what I can do. So I walk back inside.
Yeah, you can see him. He's sprinting down towards the house.
Can my owl follow that?
Sure, yeah. So, would you have been like actively paying attention to them, or were you searching for something?
If I could have, yes.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Then, yeah, you can quite easily have seen and heard that conversation.
Yes. Well, owl will follow Ismark.
Sure. So you're fondling a knee.
Daniel's watching as he holds Strix up.
Feels like a knee.
I tried to investigate it with arcane energy if it created like damage in it.
Sure. Give me a roll. Are you using anything for this, or just arcane?
What? Sorry.
Are you using anything for this? Any skills, spells, or is it just arcane?
Well, I wanna both do like an arcanic research if it has like a thing, but also a nature research to see if it's just recently was like this or what happened here. So first arcane.
Sure.
Boom. Arcane is 12.
Okay. You can definitely sense magic behind it, and the magic is relatively fresh, but you can't discern the nature of it. But you can do a nature check and see. See how it is. Sorry.
That is a natural 20. So 24.
So with the nature check, what are you specifically looking for?
What kind of thing this could have caused and stuff.
So with a natural wound, there are usually markers. So the likes of scarring and stuff like that would have been there with an injury like this. You can tell that none of that has happened. It's almost like it's just moved to that position.
As this during my exam starts to sink in, I kind of look up at Daniel with like my one eye just kind of looking at it. There's almost just like this moment in the eye, like
What happened?
shit.
What? It's shit? What happened?
I think you got his knee, or he got yours, or part of his healthy stuff moved to you, maybe.
Can you hold her a moment so I can check the knee?
Hold her?
Yes, she's gone all wide-eyed, and she told me to hold her hand.
Who?
Strix.
Oh, Strix. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Strix is just staring out into nothing.
Oh, sorry. I thought. No, yeah. Of course, you were looking through your familiar. I thought like you were also. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Sure. I kinda.
Strix, on that, what do you look like when you're looking through your owl? Like, do your eyes just go white, or do they follow your same magic of the purple with the fractals?
I like that. I hadn't thought of that, but I like that. So yeah, like you can see like there's like a slight veil almost over her eyes. So you can still see her like grey eyes under it, but it's slightly covered by this like gold and purple tendril / magic going on in her eyes.
Cool.
Nice.
At this point, Cian, you will have had your chat, and the chat will have finished outside as well, Strix, and you'll be back in. And you'll see them gathered around this poor guy's getting poked and prodded by them.
Can I roll an Arcana check on Zni?
Sure.
Oh, that's probably not too good. I think it's like a 14. Nope, 13.
13? Yeah, it's definitely a knee.
It's an E, alright.
It's definitely a knee. No, 13 is good enough because you're from Cloak's roles. You sort of knew what you were looking for. So yeah, again, you get the feeling that there was magic involved in this, and that it is relatively fresh magic. It's sort of like, I don't know, the aroma of magic is still lingering around it type thing.
Can I roll an Arcana check on my knee?
Sure. Why not?
It seems healthy.
That's a 20.
A 20, yeah, it's also a knee.
Okay. Oh, so it doesn't seem like it's been magically.
Yeah, it does.
Like it seems like it's my knee. Okay.
No, it does. It still seems like it is your knee. One thing you definitely rule out isn't that you've like been somehow transplanted his knee. It doesn't now have a tattoo on it or anything saying "I heart mum" or anything like that. It's just it is still your knee, but you can definitely tell that there was some magic used.
Gotcha.
In fact, with the 20, you can fairly work out that it's been some sort of trade of health. So it's like he's had a healthy knee, you have had an unhealthy one, and it's basically switched the energies of them rather than the actual knees themselves, if that makes sense.
I relay that information to Cloak and then go take Strix's other hand, I assume.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll arrive?
Yep, you'll be in at this point, yeah.
Guys, what are you guys doing? Assume you're still feeling the legs?
Yeah, so by this point, Daniel will have just finished started relaying.
Oh, okay.
We were examining his leg.
Why were you examining his leg?
For fun.
Okay. Well, Ismark just told me about the Strahd guys. You guys mentioned that you were traveling with him?
Yes, he. I think he may have made this man's leg unhealthy and made mine healthy.
Ismark just told me that Strahd seems very, very bad.
He seemed kind.
Well, I don't know, but Ismark told me that he lives in a castle and his sister is in danger. And he told us to meet him at his house.
Hi, my name is Daniel. What's yours?
Hello, Daniel. I'm Kane.
Hi, Kane.
Don't mind Daniel. He's yeah.
I haven't been introduced to the man yet.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's true.
It's fine. Yeah.
So I guess I also introduced myself to Strix. So I guess
I'm just staring.
This is not the reaction to your appearance.
hey, I'm
You
Kane.
get back out of your look, right?
She's staring out still. She's still with all.
Okay, well, I'm still going to introduce myself. Hey, I'm Kane.
You just-
No reaction.
Nothing.
Or rude.
Nothing.
I don't
Okay.
think she's here mentally right now. She went somewhere.
I think the same could be said for a lot of people in this group.
Okay, well, I think we should head to Ismark.
Okay.
Who's Ismark?
Ismark was the guy, the blonde guy we were just talking to.
Oh, the one you were talking. I did never talk to him. Yeah, but sure. Okay.
I should ask Strix first.
He'll start kind of pulling on her sleeve.
Like consistently tugging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strix, while they were having this conversation, you will have seen Ismark go at a rate of knots, like bolting down this street to the building at the end, and it's about maybe twice the size-ish of the other houses, which are all sort of like townhouses. Do you know what that means when I say townhouse? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of terrace, yeah. So they're all sort of like the 2 up, 2 down type houses along the side. This one's about twice the size-ish and is also standalone. It's, it doesn't have any houses attached to it or anything like that, and has reasonable sized grounds. It's also fenced in with like a wrought iron fence, the ones with the spikes, very Gothic-y, Edwardian type style. And it has a couple of floors. And you see him go up and he sort of kicks the gate open up the steps and rushes his way in through the door.
Was the door closed or was it open?
It was closed.
I guess it's kind of the same point that happens that the tugging starts.
Yep, at that point you'll be soaring around next to you, like, what?
Like keep watching in the sky and go back. Oh, hi.
Hi. That man
Yes?
wants us to follow him. Apparently, the man who fixed my leg, he may have made this man's leg worse to do it, and we're supposed to go with him because Strahd might not be good.
Yes. Yes. We should go.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Strix, by the way. She says to Kane and starts walking out out of the inn.
Kane. And I follow her.
And she is actually going directly towards Ismark's house.
That's true.
Oh, how do you know where to go?
Oh, I looked.
Oh,
Daniel's confused.
Yes.
She just told him it was brain pictures.
Yeah,
It's like,
that would have made sense.
Yeah. None of this looking stuff. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
Pictures.
Please go to the floor. Thank you.
All right. So you
Yes.
you head out into the street, and it's much the same way that you left it. It's all very dingy and misty. Cloak, did you follow?
Yeah, of course I follow.
That's good.
I'll go like, excuse me, Kane?
Yeah.
Your god is the god of light, right?
Of sun, yeah.
Yeah. I kind of look around. Do you have any idea
Where
what's
is
going
your
on
cup?
here with the weather?
No, this all seems very strange.
Why isn't he doing his light stuff?
I don't know. I think we should help it.
Okay. Gonna do a mental note like score 1 for nature, religion 0. Yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, we follow to the
he's-
house.
Yeah, he's followed. So do you just go straight there? So
Yeah.
as you're going down the streets, it's just more of the same. You know, it's lined townhouses. They're all very in various states of disrepair, but you can tell that a few of them have light coming from within. So there are, you see, residents in some of them. And
How
others-
long is the walk towards there?
Not long, 5-10 minutes. Maybe.
Okay. During my path over there, if I see any plants or flowers, I'm assuming they're like withering and stuff because of the lack of sun and the amount of rain. I cast Druidcraft on them, and I make them like go like blink, blink, give the flowers start to bloom.
Funny you should do that. As you boink them.
Wait, no, I don't do it.
That summons the boulder.
Too late now. Everyone roll initiative. No. As you go past, you'll notice this with the first one. As you bloom it, there's a rose bush beside one of the houses. It's obviously withered and worn, and as you touch it, it springs up again. It's fine, and then immediately starts to wither again.
Oh shit. I stop.
Yes, Cloak.
Cloak?
Guys,
Yes?
Yeah.
there's definitely something wrong here.
Okay, why?
Look, is there something else like a flower or something that I could do the same thing to? Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so it's probably yeah. I mean, we'll say it's a garden, or not a garden, but like a sort of, you know, those front bits where there's like usually potted plants and stuff. So in a wee fenced off area, we'll say there's something like that.
Being connected to nature the way I am, I'm able to kind of give flowers and petals and things a little boost to bloom.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Usually they really like it and they, share their nectar and stuff with the world. And they stay open for a while, but if I do it here in this town, I do it to the plant.
Yeah, same thing happens. It spurts up and blooms. It's quite nice bit of bright color in contrast to the sort of grayness of the rest of the town, and then it withers away.
See? It's supposed to stay in bloom for like weeks.
Oh,
That is very strange.
Yeah.
What's up with
Never
that?
seen such
I do not know what's happening. I don't know why, but it definitely requires more research.
She looks actually, this is the first time you've probably seen her like a little bit scared. Like, she starts to realize that something fucked up is going on around here.
Cloak, we'll find out what's happening, and if we can, we'll try to fix it.
Right. Yeah. I kind of pick up one of the petals, and does it stay intact or does it actually crumble?
No, it crumbles, so it's almost like ash.
Okay, I follow the rest of the group as we continue walking.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, we walk.
So, as you start to approach the house, you can see that it's, I mean, a poor man's mansion would be the way to describe it. It's like a mansion, but more compact. But it's still, compared to the rest of the buildings and houses in the area, it's still very grand, and it's surrounded by this iron fences. Said it's quite rusted and dilapidated. A lot of the bars are bent, and in some cases they've been broken inwards. And the gate is sort of, it opens and it swings, but it's sort of hanging off its hinges a bit. and there's a stairway that leads up into a sort of front porch area. Nice, and it's quite a nice wooden framed building with, log framed building with brickwork.
Yeah. Well, Strix is heading up everything,
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
and she's gonna run in through the door, unless it's locked.
You're just going right in.
Yeah.
Yep.
I follow and ask Strix how she knows where Ismark went. Oh, I guess I shouldn't normally say that. How do you know? Sorry. How do you know where Ismark lives?
I might have been watching your conversation, and then
Well, isn't that
kept
very
watching.
rude?
It depends. Was it supposed to be private?
Well,
No, usually people just walk out of hearing distance to have non-private conversations.
exactly.
Well, he was very stressed, and I was curious. Simple as that.
Okay.
That makes it okay.
Fair enough. And I just entered out as well.
So, I watched through my familiar's eyes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I like
Fair
that.
enough.
Oh yeah, I can just picture that as
yeah.
Kane. You're like, oh yeah, that of course I know about them.
You're on my naughty list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like checking through his, like Lathander for dummies type. What is a demon? It's like familiar equals demon, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
What kind of party this is.
Yeah, looks like someone's in need for some smite.
Oh, a lot of magic for someone in smiting distance.
Yeah.
Fighting distance.
I'm sorry, I don't think I caught your name.
Oh yeah. I'm Kane, and you mentioned
Thank-
you were Strix.
Yes,
Strix?
Strix. Okay. Ismark! Has she heard Ismark?
Oh yeah,
Has
Say
she
again?
heard the name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
because you and Cloak were there, so he
Oh, yeah,
did,
he introduced
himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one who
he's
didn't
smart.
hear it would have been Cloak, but obviously he's
Yeah.
heard you talking about it.
So once she's in the house, everything is like dealt with Kane and like introduce herself, and they got an in. She's gonna call for Ismark.
Sure. So, for timeline's sake, I'm going to say that conversation happened on the porch, and
Yeah,
then you entered
sure.
the house.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Then I entered, and then I called Ismark.
Yeah. So, whenever you open the door and call in Mark, first thing you notice is that the house inside is quite nice. You're in an open entry hall foyer thing with sort of like a mimicry of like a grand staircase in the center. Obviously, it's smaller because it's only a 2-story house, but it's meant to look like one. And you can see entrances on the left and right that sort of open out into a dining area on the left, and a sort of living sitting area on the right. But as soon as you burst in, you burst in through the door, and you hear sort of surprise yelps as you shout Ismark, and you see Ismark and a woman standing there, and the woman has donned armor. From what it looks, she, as you come in, she was just finishing a buckle, and as you burst in, she pulls out a sword, and Ismark sort of just half putting a chainmail thing on, he sort of just pulls that off and grabs a sword from the arm and starts pointing it at you.
Hands up.
Whenever Ismark sees it, she sort of lowers it a bit. Not like, it's you, come on in. You still just
You
burst
seem
into
to be in trouble and in a hurry, so
And Ismark sort of looks from it and he's like, yeah, it's fine. He lowers the sword and nearly lost my book. Need more desk space. He sort of lowers the sword a bit. And he's like, yeah, you could say that.
Ismark, you seem to be in a hurry.
Yeah, Strahd was in the area. We don't know whether he was going to pay a visit.
Is Strahd bad?
Yeah.
He's the
I
one that
knew
fixed
it.
my leg. He seemed nice.
I can certainly believe that he seemed nice. That's his thing. And at that point, the woman that's standing next to him sort of goes... and
Daniel's lost another friend.
Question to the DM.
yes.
What direction did Strahd ride off in?
The direction that was in...
That's
I don't
right.
know whether you were told. Yeah, it was the road that you were told would go to Tesserpool.
He rode off in that direction.
Yeah, so it was the only... It's the only other way out of the
Yeah.
the time
So-
that you've seen.
I didn't have quite the time to tell you before you ran off, but he did ride out of town again.
You've seen him leave?
Yes, he left towards, well, the opposite direction from where we came.
At that point, the girl standing there will turn, and again, apologies, I can't do voices, and I'm not going to try and do a woman's voice, but the woman will turn to him and go, probably going back to his castle.
Can I ask what did he do that was so bad?
At this point, the woman is standing there. I always picture her looking a bit like Jessie from Final Fantasy VII, the remake.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Yeah, I will put a picture in the Discord, but that is sort of the imagery that I see with the chest plate, sort of armor
Gotcha.
and
The
stuff.
kind of short one. Yeah.
Yep, sort of like a short chest plate, and apologies for the Final Fantasy references, but lightning.
Lightning. Okay, so her jacket or her chest plate as well?
No, the what is it? The
Pink hair.
belt thing. The one leg covering.
Yeah. Okay.
Thing
Gotcha.
that-
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll put images in the thing, but it's sort of like there's. It's almost like you got a skirt, but only took enough to cover half a leg. That sort of thing, which is, it's connected to her armor that she was hurriedly putting on, which is like sort of plate greaves that are sort of just cover the shins and the thighs, but it's sort of connected to them, and it's quite flowing and colourful. And she's got the breastplate and a red. It's like a scarf, but sort of goes down into a cloak type thing, and it's sort of
Like Vincent Valentine.
Oh no, not like no, not Vince. No, it's just more like a sort of like a longish scarf that's she's sort of wrapped around as not a jacket but like a shawl type thing, and more importantly, it covers up her neck. And whenever you mention what he done, she sort of tugs at it.
I don't understand. He gave you that shawl?
As Mark sort of looks at it and goes, you could say that.
That
He's
seems...
been visiting each night. He has a obsession with my sister.
I don't understand.
The girl sort of, again, bit of a scoffing noise and be like, he is a fiend, and he has been trying to get me to go with him to his castle for years. Recently, he's been more forward about it, and as you've seen, he can be quite charming, and he's been trying that on me to get me to leave with him. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem like he can take me by force. Otherwise, I have no doubt that he would.
That's not very nice of him.
Yeah.
Why don't you just leave?
That's our plan, and at this point she sort of glances over to the kitchen area and nods. And if you look in there, the odd thing is that there's a nice dining table. It's, as you would expect some semi-grand dining room to be, but on top of the dining table is a coffin.
Sorry, what was that?
A coffin.
Oh.
Sorry. Northern Irish accent.
I don't mean leave this mortal coil, just the city.
It's a bit odd, but why is there a coffin on your table?
It's our father.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah,
He-
sorry.
He died yesterday.
Ah.
We've been...
Was he old?
He could have lived longer.
Did Strahd kill
What did
it?
he die of?
After a fashion. We've been under siege each night by Strahd's pets. And if the door that you came in through is open, whenever she says that, she sort of nods towards it, and you can see that there are claw marks down the door.
What kind of pet is that?
Whatever he has out in the woods, he has wolves and creatures of that nature, but there are other abominations that he can throw.
I'll examine the claw marks. Can I make out what creature this would have made? These claws.
Yeah. So on the door itself, there are a couple. So there's quite a big prominent one, and then there are a few sort of smaller ones. Are you wanting to investigate all of them, or just the one? Or
Well, probably all of them. Just seeing
Yeah,
what
do the same.
bombarded this house.
yeah, sure. Sorry, you just him. Yeah, go ahead. Give me a either investigation or nature check. Either of you.
I'll give you advantage.
Cool.
I will help in that way.
Sure.
I see now. If you right-click on the roll that you want to make, then you can select if you want to roll with advantage or just disadvantage
there
or
you
just
go.
roll.
There you go. Learning D&D Beyond all the time.
Yeah.
There we go. I got a 19.
Nice one. Yep. So the smaller claw marks that I say small, they're still like about hand size. I say cloak, probably about one of your hand sizes. Not cloaks. I mean the player's hand size because you have giant hands. So yeah, so they're still quite large. The one that's larger is about twice the size of that. The smaller ones are clearly a wolf, from what you can tell. They seem to be the same sort of pattern. The bigger ones, they look like wolf marks, but they're bigger.
Direwolf?
Possibly. Actually, give me... Yeah, Misty Forest Urine. Give me a history roll.
A history roll. That is 13.
13. Yeah, might be a direwolf.
Alright, these are clearly wolves. This might be a direwolf.
What's a direwolf?
It's like a stronger, more dangerous, bigger version of a wolf.
And these creatures lives in the woods here, and Strahd can control them.
Why did you move here?
We were born here.
Why?
Then why is Strahd doing this?
We don't know.
Well, why don't you rise up? You have a whole village. I'm sure you could, kick him out of his castle and tell him he's a bad person.
That's it's a nice idea, but I don't think it would work.
Is
Why
he
not?
the one?
Why not?
He I was about to say looks at his watch. He doesn't.
Oh, look at the time. That's
Right.
good.
No, it's because we've been playing bloody Vampire the Masquerade. That's why. Like, no, just look at your watch. Sorry. No, he just knows the time. He sort of goes, look, you're wanting to get to Tesserpool, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. It's a few hours to get there. It could start getting dark at any moment. Look, why don't you spend the night here, and I can take you to Tesserpool in the morning. And he looks at Irina. He's like, we're leaving for a town called Vallaki, and if you would be willing to help us get there, it's just past Tesserpool. we would be thankful for the company.
Daniel looks at Strix
Yes.
for confirmation.
I suppose we could.
Of course we could.
Thank you. At that point, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Is anyone hurt? Because I know healing magic.
So do I.
Oh, really? Cool.
No, Ismark and Irina both sort of shake their heads. No,
Sure, because you said you were under attack every night.
they never got through the house. They just battered on the doors. That's what killed our father. His heart gave out, we think.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
And whenever he mentions that, Ismark mentions that, Irina turns to him. And says, I'm not leaving until he's buried.
Fair enough.
If we're not to go tonight, why are you dressed in armor?
Yeah.
I thought Strahd was coming. We were.
No,
Getting
he just
ready.
left a little while ago.
Other question. How do you guys get food? Because I tried to make flowers bloom
Oh, that kind
outside,
of thing. Okay.
and it just died.
It's not in the book. It's not in the book.
Oh god! Oh god!
It's like not all towns are in his shadow as much as ours are. We get supplies from some other towns. Vallaki being one. It's better.
Wait, his shadow causes plants to die?
I think it's more his presence, but effectively, yeah.
Who is this guy? He sounds really evil.
He fixed my knee.
Dan, I could just say it. Just fast forward near the end of the campaign. It's like, yeah, but you fixed my knee though.
Daniel,
Yeah.
we will talk about the knee later. I don't think it's fixed as much as made it worse for someone else instead, based on what you guys told me.
Do you think he gave those people the brainworms?
I actually don't know. You mentioned mistouched earlier,
That
but you never really explained what it meant.
Yeah, there's a lot afflicting people here. I tell you what, look, you've been traveling all day, yeah.
Yes.
Look, we'll lock the house up. I'll get some food on the go. We can eat in there. Any sort of gestures to the sitting area, not the dining area with the coffin on the table. He says, "Look, make yourselves comfortable. Irina, show them some seats, and I'll get some food on the go." And he starts taking off, and Irina starts pulling at the buckles of her armor, starting to take it off, and she gestures to you as well. She's like, "Go on in, get yourself
Thank you.
comfortable. I'll get a fire lit."
Do you want money?
No.
Okay.
And
I look at Strix and I kind of say, you look like somebody who lived in a lot of towns and stuff.
Yes.
How does money work? I can't seem to get the hang of it.
Well, sometimes when you want something, you exchange money for it. It can be an item or a service.
Sometimes it's pretty vague. When?
When you're dealing with merchants or different tradesmen. Most of the
That's
time.
it. That's what money does.
Yes, so for example, at the inn, I am sure we could have paid some money to get something to drink and eat. And if we wanted to stay the night there, I'm sure we could have paid some money to rent a room to sleep in.
Gotcha. But now we're here and we're getting food and they don't want money.
No, but we are gonna help them tomorrow. So instead of
so it's
money,
like
we're
barter.
exchanging service. Though I might think that this is more because he wants to be kind. Sometimes people give you things out of the kindness of their heart or because of hospitality.
How can you tell which is which?
If they don't ask for anything in return, it's usually hospitality.
Or a trick.
Or a trick.
Okay.
But in this case, I think it's hospitality.
Or a trick.
You're not helping, Daniel.
Can't get over Strahd.
He's scarred now, baby. No more trust.
I'll
Oh yeah,
find a
as if
comfortable
any
place
of
to
you
sit down.
needed trust issues
Yeah.
more than Daniel. So you go into the seating area, and it's quite comfortable. There's a nice a wolf skin rug on there, and it's quite large, and some nice leather chairs. Yeah, Cloak's not going to be at home here. There's like a nice leather sofa and 2 leather armchairs. The sofa looks quite pristine and is relatively clean. The 2 armchairs look worn, like that's where the people sit type thing. And there's a fireplace in the far corner, and it's got logs in it, but it's not lit. And Strix probably have appealed to you. There are bookshelves on the far corner, so they are quite.
Yeah, screw sitting down. She's going to the bookshelf.
I use my druidcraft to light the fire.
As soon as you light it, Irina's taken off what armor she had managed to put on, and she sort of just set it in a pile. And she comes over and goes, "Oh, that's a handy trick. You'll have to teach me how to do that one."
Sure.
She looks.
How long has it been since we? I'm sorry. Go.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
Just how long has it been since we were like traveling?
As in, from Baron's Hollow, or from where? At what point?
Just in general, how long has the day been since we all got together as a group?
It's probably been most of the day, so it's getting towards maybe mid to late evening at this point.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll probably sit down somewhere on the ground near to the fire.
Yeah, I go there as well and start taking off my chainmail.
I say you remember.
Yep. You need help with that?
No, I'm fine. I'm used to doing this.
All right.
Did you all meet in Baron's Hollow?
Guess, yeah.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah, because I was supposed to go there, but I met this. Oh, so I was in the capital, and I was looking for a way to Baron's Hollow, and some people forwarded me to this wizard that was able to make portals. I think Gil was his name.
You are over by the bookshelves.
I will, when I hear Jill, I will
as soon
go.
as you hear Jill.
Yeah, so I went over to this wizard called Gil and asked him for a portal to Baron's Hollow. He said he just made one, and he could use that one to make a portal for me. But as soon as he grabbed the scroll, it seemed a little bit faded, as it had been used before. And then he said, "No, it's fine. They'll bring you there, no problem, 50% of the time at least." So I started to create this portal, and I went through it, and I just ended up right in front of the tavern in Barovia.
So as he tells his story, if anyone is watching Strix, you can see her like purse her lips and look.
I can just imagine on Strix just like the vein on her temple just growing, just like, fuck.
I am gonna turn him into a firefly. Because that is bad practice. Yeah. She says this kinda semi-loud. I don't know if anyone hears. But she...
So he actually teleported you farther than you needed to go?
Well, I have no idea where Barovia is. I've never heard of this place before.
Close to Baron's Hollow, I suppose.
Actually, I don't think so.
All right, you think that we're teleported?
I think we went through a portal. It's the
Wouldn't
only
we
thing
have
that makes
noticed
sense.
it?
We should have, yes. And I did after a fashion. I did notice the direction of north changing, which is very strange.
North doesn't change. It's always the same.
I am telling you, it's changed locations.
Maybe for you, but it's always the same spot. That's fine.
Well, then we changed locations, so we came at it from a different direction.
That could be it, but north is always north.
Yes, but I'm telling you, we were not in the same relative location to north as we were before.
All right, that's a
We might or
More.
might not be near Burns Hollow.
I don't think we are.
yeah, but don't say that north changed. We might have changed, but north hasn't.
It's like talking to one of those guys that always hangs out at the comic book shop, and you're like, "Oh, I really like Teen Titans," and he's like, "Well, actually," like that's what I'm picturing right now.
It's you know what, I was tempted to step in with a well actually of my own, be like, well actually North does change every year, I think you're fine.
Not in D&D.
It does. I've got a chart for it, okay.
And I don't know who or how, but I think we went through a very subtle portal or gate of some kind as we traveled.
So,
And at what point did you meet Strahd?
After an hour or so, I think.
wait, but can Lathander just destroy Strahd? Because he seems like a really bad guy, and Lathander is like really angry against bad guys, right? That's what I heard.
He's not.
Yeah. Well, that's what Lathander has us for. We Morning Lords. We do our duties for Lathander.
Morning Lords?
Yeah, that's what. Give me a second. That's what they're called, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't it become confusing if somebody wakes up in the morning and says, "Morning Lords," and it's like, you know?
No, I haven't had that problem before. No.
Oh, okay.
Daniel's going to cast mage armor on himself and just look at all of his screaming shadow friends.
Oh yeah, that goes off after 8 hours.
Yeah, that's why I keep asking about the time.
Boom. 8 hours have passed. Yeah. Thank
That's
you.
for extra protection, right? That's for extra protection, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. But when you look at Daniel, you just see screaming shadows kind of going all over.
Don't worry about the shadows.
They're my friends.
Seem like very odd friends.
You don't need to
Good.
smite them.
Kind of run my finger over my. I could grab the staff that I kind of parked against and kind of feel. Nah, still needs a bit.
But
So, Irina will have been sitting in one of the armchairs opposite, and will have just been leaning back quite happily listening to all this going on. And once she's there's a lull, she leans forward and goes, "Where's Barnes Hollow?"
it's in. I know this. Blavik?
No, I don't think so. No, I think Blavik was the town, if I'm not much mistaken. Let me just double check my own fucking things. Sorry, you're right. Yes, sorry. Yes, the kingdom
Oh,
of Blavik.
shit!
Yeah. Oh,
Got out DM'd?
got
Boom,
out DM'd.
yeah.
See, this is what I get for not having my notes up on the screen. Yes, Blavik. Yes.
Yes, it's in Blavik.
Might you just say in between? You all write notes down, or Oh, yeah.
Some people do.
I'm taking notes.
It's relative to what you did in school. So if you took no notes, you generally don't take notes in school or in D&D. If you took notes in school, you generally take notes in D&D. It's a big game of spot the nerd, basically.
Holy crap! Who are you guys? What the hell's going on here?
I am also taking notes for a different reason.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, there is reason
Yes.
for that. But don't worry, you
Yes.
don't feel the need to take notes if
No.
if you're
Okay.
against
okay.
that. It's fine. I'll keep you right. And it's also a good thing if you can't remember consistent things, because as you've just seen, I tend to forget some things every now and again.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
need
also
a mountain of notes.
I might have it wrong, but I think you at the previous episode,
Yeah.
I think you changed the names of some stuff like a couple of times. I think
it's very possible. Yeah.
I think the pool was first called Testro Pool, and then later on it suddenly turned into Tesser Pool. I think.
No, but that was different characters not knowing what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
That was
because I noticed some.
pronunciation. That was yeah.
Yeah. So, like the innkeeper who had basically no clue
Yeah.
was saying one thing, and one that actually had been talking with the travelers
Yeah.
said a different thing.
Yeah.
So I was assuming
Yes.
it was because
Yes.
they've heard the name different amount of times. And
It's called good role playing. Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
But
sorry.
you know what? You were right to think that it is entirely possible that at some point I muck up names. But anything important I will have notes on and will refer back to. But it's an easy way to tell if you've surprised me with something, because then I'm like, oh, it's such and such, and then I never write that down. And then, 3 sessions later, you're like, what was that person's name? You're like, oh, for a good question. I don't know. So,
Yeah. But yes, it's in Blavik.
she, again, sort of froze and looks in. Where?
The place where at least I would say all of us are from.
Yeah, I'm from Blavik.
Oh, Daniel's from like a little town somewhere.
We'll say it's in Blavik somewhere.
Sure, fuck it.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
Or at least traveled through for a bit.
She nods and goes, so you met Strahd?
He fixed my knee.
Why?
But I don't think it's Strahd. He did not seem to know we were coming.
I doubt that. He seems to have a way of knowing
Mm-mm.
everything.
He was very surprised to see us.
Where did you meet him?
On the road towards the village of Perovia.
By where the large gate is.
Large gate.
Yes, if you landed it right in front of the inn, you would not have seen it.
Right.
She sort of nods and goes, can't imagine what Strahd would have been doing out that way. There's nothing out there. Past the gate.
There was a burning house.
She goes, yeah, it'll be back.
What?
Does someone rebuild it?
It sort of rebuilds itself. I don't know much about it, but there's
So is the house that's magical?
sort of.
Oh, and there was also the guy in the red outfit.
Oh, yes.
What guy?
A wizard of some kind.
He came into the area with us, and he left before Strahd came.
Very shady person.
Odd. We
Yes.
haven't had Mistborn here for I think probably nearly 100 years since the last rebellion.
Mistborn?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, people who are drawn into Barovia by Strahd are called Mistborn, or at least that's what we call them. It's not a common term.
So there's been more people that's been brought here.
Not for a very long time.
Not for a very long time.
And do you know why they were brought here?
No.
And this is all Strahd's doing.
He's the one who controls who comes and goes. That's why the Vistani, they can come and go as they please because they give him information.
The who?
Vistani?
The bright clothing travelers.
Work for him?
Maybe not all, but a lot of them do.
Wait, so our dreams were done by these people and they lured us here as a trap?
Told you.
She leans.
It's a very
she leans
convoluted trap.
in, and she's like, "What dreams?"
We all had dreams about coming here with this lady. I show a minor illusion image
Yes.
of her.
And brain
I don't-
pictures.
I don't dream. Thank you. Yes.
She looks at the image and goes, so that's why you're going to test her bull.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
sort of nods and leans back, a bit of understanding in her face. She's like, I don't think the Vistani at that camp are the same as the others. Most of them travel round and don't stay anywhere very long. That encampment has been there for many years. They don't come and go the same as the others.
Do they work for Strahd?
She shrugs. Maybe, but if they do, they don't act like it.
Oh, Kane, can you use your god stuff to find out if people are nice or not?
Oh, I actually don't know this.
Yes,
Uh,
I believe so.
oh, you mean divine sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can use divine sense, and I can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Wow, cool. So
Okay.
you can tell if people are evil?
Yeah, I could.
Wow, that's great. All right,
I mean-
so if we meet those guys, you can tell us if they're like planning on killing us or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Should I use it now though?
You can do.
I
Is
kind of look at the woman sitting in the chair like,
I was going to say, did you say that out loud, or is that an internal player thing?
Oh yeah, that was more like an internal thing. Like,
It's fine. Yeah, you certainly can. I don't think Divine Sense has any. Does it have any verbal or somatic? Does anyone know offhand? Or is it just a at will thing?
Let me just look. It's an action,
Yeah.
Okay, so no, it's fine.
so you can kind of rule if you wanted to
you
have
can
it or not.
dress it up the way you like.
It's fine. We'll leave it as a. You can do it subtly if you wish.
Oh my Lysander.
so normally
Is this
actions
person
are.
a bitch? Yes.
So normally an action is it takes time.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
in the game, especially out of combat. It doesn't really matter how long something takes because time is kind of fluent. You know, as you might have noticed that we go like, oh yeah, you come into the conversation now, and you know we jump forward and backwards a little in time sometimes. But during combat, things are very strictly organized, and in combat you usually only have one action, one bonus action, and you can move. So then it's of course very interesting or very important to know if how much time something costs.
Yeah.
And like an action is the biggest chunk together with movement more or less. It's the biggest chunk of time, and the bonus action is like a fraction of your action time.
Yeah. So I
Okay,
think
so-
a round in combat is about 6 seconds. Am I
Yeah.
right in remembering that? So that's like if you think of an action, that's going to be 3 seconds or so. So it's not outside of combat. It's not a big deal.
No.
Okay, so I use divine sense, I guess then, and do I need to check one of the marks, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then I need to roll, or
I don't think
Nope.
Divine Sense has a rule. If I'm not
No,
mistaken.
it doesn't have a roll.
No,
It's
no,
DM
just
telling
just
you.
says- Yep.
information.
What is the range on it? Give me, is it 60 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
And just probably as an interesting question, what does Divine Smite look like for your character? Does it do anything? Is it just like it just happens, or do your eyes light up, or do you praise or call on Lathander or whatever? Because
Is that a question for me?
Yeah.
also bear in mind, if you're trying to do Divine Sense subtly, if you blaze into holy flame while you're doing this, someone might notice.
Oh, so your spells and stuff actually have a way.
They can. I mean,
They can.
Yeah,
it's
they
up to
can
you
do.
and the
But
DM.
I leave it up to you for the most part for spells like that, where it's like Divine Sense, where there isn't mechanically, like in the book, it doesn't say you do this, this, and this, and it has this effect. As far as like how it looks.
Well, for Divine Sense, I guess it would just be looking up like this, and my eyes glowing a little bit reddish, like sunlightish, right? But I guess since I'm turned towards the fireplace, nobody will notice.
Yep,
Maybe
sure,
Cloak
that's
will
fine.
notice, but and for my smite, I guess I don't know.
Do you want to think about it?
Yeah, you don't need to. Yeah.
I'll think about it. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, any spell or anything that your character does, you can describe what your character's personal flavor of it is. So like Strix, her spells have a sort of purpley tinge with like a was it a fractal, like that style to them.
Yeah.
And so it's just how it looks. It's just an aesthetic thing for.
Okay. Cool.
So you turn and you do whatever you need to in your head to call on Lathander to sense danger around you, and your eyes glow. And give me.
Ooh, is the coffin within range?
Give me 60 feet. It probably would be.
Not total cover though.
Give me a. Ooh, what would it be? Yeah, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Oh, shit just got real.
So on your character sheet on the top left, there should be saving throws. If I'm right, is it top left?
It's like under strength.
Yeah.
Under strength, there's a box with like 6 different stats.
Yeah.
So click on the one that says wisdom or wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number behind it.
Yeah. It says wisdom 14 plus 2. Yeah.
No, not that bit. It's there should be a specific bit that says.
Oh yeah. I see. Yeah.
Saving...
Okay, I threw.
Yep.
It's
Okay.
12 plus 4, 16.
16.
Nice.
Yep, you're fine. But what you feel is whenever you do this divine sense, you can feel that Actually, I have not. None of you are actually evil, are you?
No.
Alignments wise.
I don't think so. I mean, there's evil stuff involved around me, and
Yeah.
wow.
Well, we'll get to that later. But none of you are inherently evil. That's fine. So you from the immediate room that you can sense there's bit of good in each people, particularly coming from our arena. There's you can sense she's all right. She's not bad. And from the others, you can sense that
She's a good girl.
They're fine as well. But what catches you off guard is that there is just an oppressive sense of evil in the 60-foot radius. As far as you can tell, it's not emanating from anywhere in particular. It's
everywhere,
and it is really oppressive. And now you saved your will save, so you managed to shrug it off and go, and brace yourself because it was unexpected. It sort of took you back a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess I do that.
Yeah.
And I just whisper. I sense a lot of evil around here.
And on that note, that's where we're going to leave it for this session.
Ooh.
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 Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Very cool.
Awesome.
So I guess the stream's ended now, or
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Don't worry,
Soon.
I tell you. Right.
Yeah.
So, yes, we will see everyone in 2 weeks. Week and a half. Yeah, 2 weeks. Every fortnight. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way we're doing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you in a bit. Bye.
All right.